South Carolina credit, tight ball game on both sides. Both sides pitched very, very well. Got to give them credit for taking advantage of a couple miscues on our part in one inning, and basically, the one inning where we made a couple mistakes, had a couple errors, cost us 2 runs. It's unfortunate because Charlie Barnes, I thought, pitched exceptionally well. Even in the 6th inning there, had first and third with 1 out, big strikeout to Destino, who is a dangerous hitter. And, we were right there on the verge of ending that inning with a 0, and, just a long fly ball that we dropped, 2 runs scored. And, we had our opportunities. 4 out of the first 5 innings, we had the leadoff guy reach base, and we were unable to score. We hit into 3 double plays, hit into the big double play in the 4th. I thought the 4th inning was our opportunity right there to get Schmidt possibly out of the game. His pitch count was getting high. And we hit into the double play, and he did what good pitchers do. He hung in there even when he wasn't probably at his best, and kept battling and found a way to get it to their 2 best relievers in Reagan and Johnson. But it was a tough one for us because in all honesty, I thought we played fairly well in a lot of areas. We just couldn't come up with a big hit with runners in scoring position. And we made a couple errors that cost us. But you got to give South Carolina credit. They took advantage of some mistakes, and we were unable to. We were unable to take advantage of our opportunities. And that's what good teams do. And like I said, going into the weekend, a lot of times in games like this, it boils down to who makes the most mistakes. And, we made a couple of mistakes tonight, and we got beat.
Coach, Charlie Barnes had 101 pitches going in the 8th. You stuck with him even after that walk. Obviously, you had a lot of confidence in him and his stamina to keep going.
We felt like it was more matchup-wise. We thought the matchup was pretty good. We knew that we wanted to go to Hennessy once they got to the middle of the order with the left-handers, because they had Williams, and then they had Destino, and then they had put Blair into the ball game, so they had 3 out of 4 hitters there in the middle that were left-handed hitters. So we knew that we wanted Hennessy. We wanted to get Hennessy to those guys, and then we would bring Crawford in after that. But Charlie did a great job. I don't know if he could have thrown any better. He threw like a Friday night guy did. Supposed to throw, and he did a great job. Again, it's just. It's a little frustrating on my end that we just couldn't help him more. I thought we had some really good at-bats in the first 4 or 5 innings off Schmidt. We walked some. I think we had 8 walks. But again, you hit into 3 double plays. You get that leadoff guy on base, and you hit into a double play, or you get the bases loaded, hit into a double play, and, those types of things, have hurt us a little bit. So, we just got to keep being aggressive. And we got to get to the fastball when we get runners in scoring position, and we were just unable to do so.
Charlie was in that game last year against them also. Is that frustrating to see when your pitcher plays that well 2 times now? He's had a chance to win, and it ends up happening this way.
Well, you feel bad for him just because he gave us a chance. The bottom line, all you can ask for out of your starting pitcher is to give you a quality start and give you a chance. That's his job. His job's to give us a chance, and he certainly did that tonight. He gave us a chance. We were just, again, we were unable to capitalize offensively on a few opportunities that we had. And when you're facing a guy like Schmidt, you're probably not going to get a lot of opportunities, and you got to strike when you can, and we were unable to do so. So, I feel bad for Charlie because he pitched his heart out tonight, and he threw the ball exceptionally well, and we were just unable to help him on the offensive end and on the defensive end. We got to make plays. That's the bottom line. We had a couple plays that we didn't make, and that was the difference in the ball game.
What did you see on the fly ball to Bryant? From your vantage point, did you think he was going to make it?
I thought he was going to make it. I thought it was a ball that, KJ will tell you that that's a ball that he catches. He got to the baseball. It just kind of hit his glove in an awkward way. He was running. He kind of turned his glove over, and it hit him in the heel of the glove. He almost overran it, I think. So I couldn't tell, obviously, until I see it on film, but it looked like the way he was running after the ball, he turned his glove up high instead of catching it like this. But it's just tough. It's tough for him. I hate it for him because he's such a good kid, and he works so hard, and he plays hard, and you just hate it for him that he was unable to come up with a catch right there, which would have ended the inning, and they wouldn't have scored.
Is he the type of guy that can put that sort of thing behind him pretty quickly?
Well, we certainly hope so, because that's kind of the pillar. That's one of the pillars of our and that's one of the things that we really push our players to believe in, is that, we have to move on. You have to move on. You can't hold on to it, because we need you on the next pitch. We need you in the next game. We need you in your next at bat. So you have to be able to move on when you don't make a play, or you don't make a pitch, or you have a bad at bat. If you hold on to that failure, that's what leads to more failure. So in baseball, you got to have a short memory. So I certainly hope that KJ can move on from it. It was an effort play. I mean, that's the bottom line. It was an effort play. He had to run a long way, and he just didn't catch it. And you feel bad for him. It was a complete effort play, and physical errors are going to happen. I'm never going to criticize anybody for making a physical error. We work as hard as we can on defense, and sometimes you're going to make plays, and sometimes you don't. They're not perfect. But you just feel bad for Charlie. He made a big pitch right there after striking Destino out to get the 2 outs, and then the fly ball. We felt like we were in a position to get out of the inning, and unfortunately weren't. But on the other side, we had our opportunities offensively. We got to be accountable for leaving runners on base. I think we left 11 guys on base. So we just got to do a better job. We got to be more aggressive. I wish I knew the answer. I probably need to stop talking about it, because we talk about it all the time, and I think sometimes as coaches, I'm at fault for that. The more I talk about it, maybe our guys are putting a little bit too much pressure on themselves. So I probably should stop talking about it and just let our guys play.
Schmidt walked 7 guys. I mean, you guys were able to get deep in the counts. Was that part of the game plan, or maybe just what happened in the flow of the game?
Well, I thought our guys did a really good job against Schmidt. The one thing that we noticed early on, we had a certain game plan going in, and he was missing arm side high with his fastball a lot. And we just told our guys, you got to see the ball below the belt, over the plate, lay off the fastball if you read it high. He didn't have great command of his breaking ball, and we chased his breaking ball a little bit. But overall, I thought our game plan and our at-bats against Schmidt were pretty good. I mean, even in the first, we made some loud outs. Rudy lined out to center field. We hit some balls pretty good. But Clark is the kind of kid that you won't pitch it in game ones for you, because he probably wasn't at his best, and he still gave his team a chance to win. That's what great pitchers do. So you got to give him credit. Again, I thought we had a good plan against him and put together some good at bats. Again, we just could not come up with that big blow with runners on base. We couldn't come up with a ball hitting the gap with a runner at first. That was the thing, and he made pitches when he needed to make pitches, and he got out of it.
Were you guys going to take KJ out of right field anyway, or did that play have anything to do with it?
No, it was more the situation in the ball game. I wanted Weston Jackson when they brought Reagan in to hit for Cromwell, so we had to make the double switch because I wanted to leave Weston in the game. So we had to double switch at that point and put Green in for KJ because we had to slide Bird to third base for Cromwell, and we had to put somebody in at second base. So it was a double switch move. It wasn't necessarily because KJ didn't make a play, no. It was more because we had to move Bird to third, and we had to have somebody play second base, and I had Weston who could play at the outfield, and we moved Green into KJ's spot. So that was the reason why we did what we did. It was more of a defensive alignment situation, a personnel situation, more so than taking KJ out.
Will KJ start tomorrow, or have you not made that decision yet?
I haven't made that decision yet. Obviously, I've got to process the game, watch the film, look at, who did what and how we did, and then go from there. I haven't made, that determination.
Last year, y'all lost pretty badly on Friday to South Carolina, but then came back to win the final 2 games. Do you use that as a kind of a confidence builder going in tomorrow?
Well, we're very confident. We're not going to let a tough loss tonight get the best of us from a confidence standpoint. I mean, the bottom line is you win tomorrow, you get right back in the series. So, that's just our focus now, is how do we win this series? Well, we got to win tomorrow. I mean, that's the bottom line. So we just got to come out, and take some of the positives from this game. We threw the ball very well. Defensively, outside of the 1 inning, I thought we played very, very well. Logan made some spectacular plays, and they made some spectacular plays. That was a tough. I mean, heck, you got to give T.J. Hopkins credit on that catch there at the end on Reed's ball. That would have brought Seth up, with the winning run. But give him credit; he's a great defender. We made some plays, but made a couple critical errors, and that's baseball. You know, that's the name of the game. But our guys are fine. You know, they were fine. They were disappointed after the game, but you know, again, one thing that's important to us as coaches is move on from it. We got to be ready to go tomorrow. We're not going to let today hang over. You know, tomorrow we're going to have a great BP in Greenville, and we'll be ready to play tomorrow.
Speaking of BP, you pinch hit Chris Williams, I believe his first at-bat of the season. Did you just see something in batting practice that gave you a feeling about him? He obviously came through with a base hit for you.
Well, he's been swinging the bat okay. You know, surprisingly, you know, with the nature of his injury, you typically don't see guys come back as quickly as he has up to this point. So he looked pretty good in batting practice the last 2 days. We got him hitting off the velo machine to see if he could, you know, get around on a good fastball. He looked pretty good there. And he met with me after practice. He said, "I want to play. If you'll give me the opportunity, I want to play. You know, I want to get in there somehow, some way." And that's the kind of kid he is. So we just felt like it was the best matchup. You know, Reagan, you know, being left-handed. I wanted to get Chris in at bat in that situation. Chris hits left-handed pitching pretty well. And man, he had a great at bat, and it was good to see him get in a ball game and swing the bat well.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
Yep.
Coach.